Welcome to Get Organized at Work. I'm your host, Kayla Fahey-Ahrndt, healthcare leader, mom of three, and your go-to guide for ditching the chaos and taking control of your workday. This is the show where we turn overwhelming to-do lists into clear, actionable plans so you can crush your goals and show up as your best self at work and in your life. Whether you're here for strategies to stay ahead or systems to simplify your workday, you're in the right place. Let's get organized, have some fun, and make this year your best year in your career yet. Let's dive in. Hello. Welcome back to Get Organized at Work podcast. I'm Kayla, I'm your host, and today is day 5 of the 12 days of leadership. We're talking about consistency, focus, finish, follow through, building personal consistency as a leader. And I know almost every leader focuses with consistency. It's consistency in your habits, in your follow through, in using your systems and holding boundaries, and even in your leadership identity. And I want to lovingly say this right now. Consistency it's not about self-discipline. It's about supporting yourself. It's about having systems and routines that actually help you stay consistent, even on the days when motivation is low. It's also about having systems that help you get back on track when you fall off, and it's okay. And because it's life and it happens. So if you've ever said to yourself, why can't I stick with a system? I start strong and then I fall off. I procrastinate until I'm stressed. I get lost in my to-do list and I want to be more reliable to myself. Well, then this episode is for you. So let's get into it. Well, why do leaders struggle with consistency? And it's not what you think. I want to start by normalizing something here. Leaders have more commitments than the average person. We're not just managing tasks, we're managing people, decisions, communication, strategy. So when your consistency feels shaky, it's not because you're just laying around lazy or unfocused. It's because you have constant context switching, high stakes decision fatigue, interruptions, emotional load, the never-ending inbox, and a shifting priority landscape. So of course your brain's tired. Of course you lose steam sometimes. You're not behind, you're just overloaded. So consistency doesn't grow out of overload. Consistency grows out of structure, clarity, and supportive systems. So this is what is going to bring me to the next part of our episode. I want to talk about the 3 C's of leadership consistency. And these are the pillars that I teach inside our Organized Leader Sprint, and they make consistency possible. Number 1 is clarity. Fewer decisions equals more follow through. Most inconsistency is actually indecision. It's like avoiding work. You go to work and you think, well, what should I do first? Where should I start? What's the priority? Maybe I don't really feel like doing this. By 10 a.m., you've made 200 micro decisions and your brain is seriously cooked. Clarity saves your cognitive energy, and it looks like a weekly plan that you trust. Priorities decided ahead of time, a simple workflow, clear daily routines, and a known sequence to follow. Clarity is the foundation of consistency. The second pillar, or the second C, is containers, systems that hold you when your life gets chaotic. A container is a place where something belongs. It's like a little home. When tasks, ideas, and projects have a home, they no longer like float around in your brain or on sticky notes. They no longer get lost. They no longer feel overwhelming. They don't have power over you. So examples of having containers would be your leader standard work, a weekly planning session, consistent note-taking system, your digital dashboards, your next actions list, a project tracker. So if you don't have systems that hold your work, your brain has to hold all of it. And consistency just goes out the window because, again, your brain is cooked. And the third C, or the third pillar, is compassion. You can't be consistent from self-shame. This one's huge, right? You cannot shame yourself into being more consistent, into being more productive, into better habits. You will never be consistent when your self-talk sounds like this. Oh, I should be better at this. Oh, everyone else can do it. I'm so behind. Consistency grows from compassion, from taking the pressure off yourself, from understanding your human tendencies. After all, you are a human, and for giving yourself permission to build slowly. So this is why inside my sprint, we always say that like level 10 day is not, and your level 2 day, they both count, right? Like you can be operating at 100% and 20%, but giving your best for the day. And that's what matters. So consistency is not about being perfect. It's about returning, tweaking, improving again and again. So this feels like a good time to talk about procrastination because it's one of the biggest blocks to consistency. When leaders procrastinate, it's because the task is ambiguous or the task is too big. The task has no clear next step. Maybe it feels emotionally heavy. The outcome is high stakes. Maybe the task is not well defined. Procrastination is usually a request for support. It's not usually a character flaw. And so the truth that changed the way I think about it is you don't procrastinate because you're unmotivated. Maybe it's because this task is like not feeling safe for you to work on. It just feels overwhelming, unclear, and big. And so when you break it into smaller steps and little milestones, consistency becomes easier because it's clear where you need to go next. I did a podcast episode and a YouTube video on this a long time ago, but it was like why people don't actually start working on things. It's because they don't know how, like what are all the things that need to happen for you to get from A to B, and why you should just start without knowing the how. But as a leader, you can make decisions. You can decide what are going to be the next steps. And you don't have to know all of them, just maybe the first next step. That's going to help make consistency easier. All right, so I want to give you a 5-minute daily reset, like consistency routine. And all of these, just like the title, start with F, like Fahey-Ahrndt for Kayla. And so the first F is focus, and it's focusing on what matters today. You can ask yourself, like we've talked about in previous episodes, what's the one thing that would make you feel successful today? Not 5 things, not your entire list, just one thing. The second F is finish. What can I actually complete? So often I feel like when I talk to leaders about things they need to get done in their minds, there's a lot left to do to get to completion for an item. But then when we talk about it, they're like, actually, it's not that bad. There's only just a little bit. If I just chip away at it, the smallest version of what I can do today, I'm actually going to accomplish this rather quickly. So small wins is so much greater than perfection. So what is the smallest version of whatever you need to do today to get that thing finished? What can I actually complete in a realistic time frame with what I have left for energy for the day? The third F is follow through. How will I close the loop? And this is where you put accountability in place for yourself and for others that you're leading or delegating to. Can I put accountability on my calendar with a meeting? Can I have a leader standard work weekly review? Can I do my post-it note method with like the 2 items that I want to get done today? Can I have a coworker check in on me? Can I set a timer or an alarm? Is there a simple, I need to have this done list? Follow through becomes easier when you build little or micro accountability into your day. I love to make it fun too. I've often talked about my leave happy tasks. It's a glorified checklist. And it was like, these are the 3 things that if I could get them done, I would leave work happy. Instead of saying the to-do list, which felt like pressure, I made it fun, like, I can leave happy. So think about how do you make this and reframe it so your brain's like, this is easy. I can easily follow through. All right, so just a little bit of real talk. Consistency is a leadership identity shift. It's so important. Consistent leaders are not more talented than other people. They're not more organized or more disciplined. They have supportive systems and they operate from this identity. They say things like, I'm the kind of leader who follows through. I'm the kind of leader who finishes what I start. I'm the kind of leader who stays out of the whirlwind. So consistency is not about doing everything every day. It's about who you become when you keep showing up for the work and the things that you care about, your purpose-driven leadership. So if consistency has been one of your biggest struggles this year, if you're tired of falling behind, and if you want to get a system that will actually help you stick with it, the Organized Leader Sprint is your next right step. For 4 weeks, I support you in building your leader standard work, creating daily, weekly, monthly routines, helping you set up your digital workflow for project management or task prioritization, breaking the cycle of overwhelm and building a system that you can return to over and over again. So our next sprint is open. You can check out the details and sign up for it at kfaconsulting.org/sprint. Everything's there. It'll be open for the next week with bonuses and all of that. We kick off at January 13th and go through February 3rd. I want to make sure you have time to sign up before the holidays. So you're like, okay, January's here. I got this. I already have something built in where I'm going to be accountable. I'll have a buddy, I'll have a coach, and we're going to rock these systems and get going, making 26 your best year yet. So thank you so much for joining me for day 5 of the 12 days of leadership. Tomorrow for day 6, we're diving into a topic that so many of you have requested, which is digital organization, cleaning up your digital workspace, your inbox. It's a game changer. So make sure you come back for day 6. And until then, remember, you don't need to be perfect. You just need returnability. Keep coming back. You're doing amazing, and we'll talk soon. Bye.